Pre-game coverage continues here at the ballpark at Rosemont on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Game 3 in the finale of this 3-game set between the Chicago Bandits and the Dallas Charge. Good evening, everybody. Mike Knezovich along with Eric Katz as we get set for this matchup between the Charge and the Bandits. The Chicago Bandits in first place in the NPF with a mark of 11-2, and the Dallas Charge come in with a record of 6-9. And now, Eric, it's been much of a defensive series as anything, especially the pitching with the Chicago Bandits with 2 consecutive shutouts. Big performance in the circle last night by Monica Abbott in a 4-0 win.
Mike, Monica Abbott showed what greatness looks like. She had 14 strikeouts last night, and when she ran into a little bit of trouble with the walks and a few hits, she was able to get out of them, also with the help of her defense with Amber Patton at third base.
Great job by Emily Allard to set the stage in the ball game, getting on and scoring early. And as you mentioned, Amber Patton doing a terrific job as well. Seems like there's a lot of balance in the lineup right now. Brittany Cervantes coming to the forefront with a huge home run to left center.
Yep, she hit a comet shot out to left field that even the people in the party deck were surprised that got over their heads. That ball was gone in a hurry.
And let's take a look at some positives that the Charge had in the ball game yesterday. They've been kind of shut down offensively, but they've had some pretty good pitching performances so far.
What was overlooked with the Bandits' victory was the outstanding pitching last night by Vanessa Stokes. She was able to get the Charge out of trouble, and she kept the Bandits at bay. She pitched terrific last night, but it was overshadowed, obviously, by the performance of Monica Abbott and also the Bandits' shutout.
It's going to be a lot to learn for Lauren Hager, and she certainly will learn. She's a great player from the college ranks, now playing in professional sports right now. Let's take a look at tonight's pitching matchup, Eric. It's a very interesting one. We've had great matchups throughout this particular series. Tonight, a little bit of a surprise for the Bandits with Sarah Moulton getting the start, the former Golden Gopher who set all kinds of records up in Minneapolis, and Morgan Mello going for Dallas.
I was a little surprised on the Bandits' part since Michelle Gascoigne's arm is pretty fresh and healthy. I was a little bit surprised she didn't come out and get the start tonight, but Sarah Moulton's equally as capable of getting the job done for the Bandits. She had a really bad start last time when she faced the Akron Racers in the first game of the doubleheader, blowing a 6-run lead.
What do you think are going to be some of the keys for Dallas to come up with a victory here? You had a chance to talk to Coach McFalls before the ball game.
Coach Jennifer McFalls told me that the bottom line is they have to hit. They have to get on base. They have to take advantage of opportunities. They haven't been able to do that in back-to-back series. Part of that was the pitching of Monica Abbott and also partially Kirsten Vernon, but they have had opportunities even against Monica Abbott. They must take advantage of those and get on base in order for them to come away with a victory.
Well, the Chicago Bandits right now are 3 games in first place, but only 1 in the loss column against the USSSA Pride. We've got a big series coming up between the red, white, and blue and the Bandits a little bit later on this summer. But first, the question is, can the Bandits come out with the brooms tonight and get the sweep and improve to 12-2 on the season? We'll find out after this brief timeout. You are watching exciting National Pro Fast Pitch action. We're live from the ballpark at Rosemont on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. And welcome everybody to National Pro Fast Pitch Action this evening here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Lock and loaded barbershop quartet with our national anthem tonight. And again, special thanks to all of our men and women fighting for our freedom each and every day here in the United States and overseas. Good evening, everybody. Mike Knezovich along with Eric Katz and the rest of the Beacon Academy crew as we get set for this matchup here tonight between the Bandits and the Charge. Game 3 in the series finale tonight. It's also Scout Night here at the ballpark at Rosemont and also Poster Night. So a lot of things going on tonight, Eric. A great crowd on hand, and it should be a dandy of a softball match.
Well, to start with the weather, Mike, it is a gorgeous day outside. Barely a cloud in the sky. It's mostly blue out there. It's a perfect night for softball and a perfect night to play any sport for that matter, but particularly softball.
Let's take a look at our Boomba starting lineup for the Dallas Charge. And they will start it off with Renata Davis at shortstop. Ellie Yamada, the former Bandit, will be in center with Taylor Thom at second. Cleanup hitter tonight will be Lauren Hager. Nadia Taylor will be over at third base hitting fifth. Brianna Cherry, the former Akron racer, in the sixth hole. Caitlin Richardson at first base. Mikey Kenny will get the start tonight in left field. And Kazuki Watanabe will be behind the plate for the Dallas Charge. She'll be getting the pitches from Morgan Mello for the visitors. Let's take a look at the Wilson Sporting Goods defensive alignment for the Chicago Bandits. They will have in left field tonight A.J. Andrews. Center fielder will be Emily Allard with the rookie Brandy Malero in right. The infield from third to first is the veteran quartet. Amber Patton, Tammy Williams, Danielle Zimkowitz, and Brittany Cervantes with the battery of Taylor Edwards and the former Golden Gopher from Minnesota, Sarah Moulton. Wilson Sporting Goods is the official supplier of bats and gloves for the NPF, and they bring you today's defensive alignment. Have you made a custom glove yet? Create your custom Wilson A2000 at wilsoncustomgloves.com and use what the pros use. Match your team's colors or design a glove that represents your style today.
I had an opportunity to talk to Kazuki Watanabe and Ari Yamada before the game. Kazuki was excited about coming to Chicago since day one, even before the season began. Ari Yamada talked about how it feels like home to her.
I didn't know you were multilingual there, Eric.
Yep.
Now there is Renata Davis, who really has been the offensive star for the Charge in this series so far. She has the most hits from the team, 3 for 7 in the series. She had a single in the 7th on Sunday and a couple singles in the ball game last night. Moulton goes into a rock. Here's the pitch, and it's a little bit outside. Our Orange Crush LLC umpires in tonight's ball game. Marty Aberzizian will be calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. John Cambridge will be down at first with Eric Manley, the veteran, over at third. Moulton peers in and gets her sign on this sun-splashed evening. And Sarah, who had that drop ball working in the bullpen, right on chord right there. Special thanks go out to our Beacon Academy crew. Allison Ward is manning the camera down at third tonight. Max Arnold down at first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The opening hitter here, Renata Davis, the former North Carolina State star, and Sarah Moulton starting off just the way Monica Abbott did last night with her 14 strikeouts as she gets the punch out looking.
This is a great start for Sarah Moulton. This is a big confidence booster also. She might have the last game she was out on her mind, but she's trying to push it away, and getting a strikeout here helps.
Ellie Yamada now will come to the plate. She's the leading hitter for the Charge at 360 on the season with a couple of RBIs. Good speed from the left-hand side for the center fielder for the Charge. We've got 3 people that have already subscribed tonight to YouTube, including Amber Schumann and Katie Steele. And also our good friend Dale Leslie checking in again from across the pond in Manchester, England. Here's the 1-0 offering. And that one does catch the black of the outside corner.
I also talked to Ari Yamada about the 2008 Olympics when she hit the home run off Kat Osterman that pretty much dashed the gold medal dreams of the United States. Ari Yamada was actually surprised she hit it, especially since she was struggling in the series against Kat Osterman.
As were a lot of other batters, I'm sure.
She hit 344 in the tournament overall. She was a tough out to get.
You can always check in with us at streaming at ChicagoBandits.com and let us know where you're watching the game from tonight. We had all kinds of response on YouTube and on the email address last night as that ball is laced on a line to T-Will, and Tammy puts it away for out number 2.
Great positioning by Tammy Williams. She saw it right off the bat, positioned herself where the ball would go, and she was right there to make the catch. Always reliable, no better shortstop than Tammy Williams.
Defensive Player of the Year in the NPF last year, also an All-NPF selection. Doing a terrific job with the Keystone combination along with Danielle Zimkowitz. So Taylor Thom now will come to the plate for the charge. Shortens up as if to bunt. T-squared comes in at 226 on the season with 7 hits in those 31 at-bats. She does have a little bit of power numbers to show for her numbers as well. Playing second base tonight for the Charge infield. Moan's ahead of another hitter here, and this one does catch the letters, and now she's got an opportunity to nibble here a little bit with the count going to 0-2.
It's 0-2 now on Thom. She's got time to waste a pitch here and see if she can get Taylor Thom to go.
Sarah Moulton, of course, record-breaking pitcher in University of Minnesota. Did a terrific job up there in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Picked up All-American honors along with Caitlin Richardson, who we see out here today, both named National Fast Pitch Coaches Association second team All-Americans as seniors. And a wave on and a miss, so Sarah Moulton strikes out 2 of the 3 hitters that she faces here in inning number 1. So goose eggs across the board for the Charge, no runs, hits, or errors, no visitors left on base. A half inning in the books here at the beautiful ballpark at Rosemont. It's a Dallas Charge nothing, and the Chicago Bandits coming to bat here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back here to the Bandits half of the first inning of play. Our first inning is brought to us by Transnational, the most trusted name in bank card and sponsor the 2015 Scholar Athlete of the Year. Let's take a look at the Boomba starting lineup for the Chicago Bandits. Boomba is the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch, authentic team uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. For the black and orange tonight, they will lead off with Emily Allard in center. Tammy Williams will be at short with Brittany Cervantes at first. The cleanup hitter will be Taylor Edwards behind the plate. Brandy Malero will be in right in the 5th hole. Amber Patton right in the top amongst the leaders in the NPF in the 3rd spot. In the NPF hitting leaders will be in the 6th spot here tonight. Danielle Zimkowitz, Natalie Hernandez, and A.J. Andrews rounding out the Boomba starting lineup for the Chicago Bandits as Morgan Mello will give away an infield single on the first pitch to Emily Allard. So Allard picks up her 4th hit in 7 at-bats in the series.
Amber Patton swinging a bat of lightning right now. She was able to get down the Bandit chop and got it away from the shortstop Renata Davis, who's over at first base. Typically good things happen to the Bandits when Emily Allard reaches base.
So good speed aboard for the black and orange. Now for Tammy Williams. Tammy 2 for 3 in the ball game last night, 3 for 6 in the series. So Morgan Mello gets her sign, and here's the pitch, a little bit inside. Morgan Mello had a very good outing her last time out for the Charge. She lost that particular decision, but pitched a complete game, giving up only 5 hits and 3 earned runs. The 1-0 offering, and that one does catch the knees on the inside corner. T-Will coming in at .354 on the season with 6 RBIs.
What amazes me about Tammy Williams, Mike, is, believe it or not, nobody really recruited her until Northwestern did late.
Certainly was a big pickup for them. There goes Allard to throw down to second base, and Emily Allard has the stolen base for the Bandits. It's a good effort back there by Kazuki Watanabe, but Allard is able to come up with the theft. And for Allard, she picks up stolen base number 2 on the season in 3 attempts.
Emily Allard didn't really get a good jump there, and Kazuki Watanabe's throw was right on target, just wasn't able to haul in. But Emily Allard did just enough in the end to get to second base.
So Williams now will try to pull that ball to the right side and get Allard over to third. Instead, she goes the other way and hits it over the Charge bullpen. And the count goes to 2-2. We'll take a look at that theft by Emily Allard as she got a good jump there on Morgan Mello. And you see Watanabe coming up with the throw, but a little bit short. Good job by Davis to keep it from going towards the outfield. So Deuces Wild to number 2. And that one's going to get away, and Allard's going to go anyway. And they're actually going to say it's a hit by pitch for Williams. So she will take first base, and Allard will have to return to the second. So a good start here for the Bandits now, and now they've got the meat of their order coming up, including the slugger, Brittany Cervantes.
She had that comet shot last night into left field, right over the party deck.
There you see the very impressive numbers for Double Deuce on the season. The 11 RBIs leads the team in that category. Mello's first pitch is outside. We've got other action in the NPF tonight over at Firestone Stadium. The USSSA Pride with a 2-1 lead over the Akron Racers in the bottom half of the 4th inning in that game. So Allard gets her momentum towards third from second. Second pitch a little bit off the corner, and now Double Deuce is in the driver's seat here. A hitter's count, 2-0 with nobody out here in the Bandit first.
Last year, Brittany Cervantes broke the record for the Bandits, the single-season home run record. Excuse me, she was second on the list with 12.
Here's Mello's pitch, and that stays downstairs as well. And now the question is, will Mike Stewart give Morgan Mello the green light here on 3-0? Got a great crowd on hand tonight. A lot of groups, softball teams as well as youth groups out here tonight at the ballpark. So here's the 3-0 pitch now to Cervantes, and she's taking all the way, and the count goes to 3-1. 2:10 down each line here at the ballpark at Rosemont. 2:20 to straightaway center field, and the wind is more of a crosswind tonight, blowing in from right center field. Cervantes laces a base hit to left field. Allard's going to try to score. Here's the throw. Home on the play. It's not in time. Watanabe goes to third. They throw back home, and they will get easily Tammy Williams at home plate on that one. A great job of backing up the overthrow by Renata Davis for the Charge.
Terrific play by Renata Davis backing up the throw. That could have been a disaster right there, as Tammy Williams does have the speed to get home, but Renata Davis made the play that was the ultimate difference maker between 1 run and 2 runs.
Cervantes will go to second base on the throw home. She does pick up her team-leading 12th RBI on the season as Allard scores for the second consecutive evening in the first inning. So T-Will tried to come all the way around from first on that play, but it was not meant to be, and a big hack there by Taylor Edwards.
Brittany Cervantes' 41 RBIs last season, Mike, were actually a team record.
Yes, they were, and she was also, of course, the home run champion in the NPF. And speaking of home runs, Taylor Edwards has socked a couple this season as well from that cleanup spot. So runner in scoring position here with only 1 out and a 1-0 Bandit leader. There's a ground ball, and the play just foul past the third baseman, Nadia Taylor, for the Charge.
Great hack by Taylor Edwards. She just hit it, and it just went foul. I mean, it was pretty close to being fair. If that ball would have stayed fair, there would have been no doubt that Brittany Cervantes would have come home on that.
So no balls and 2 strikes now to the former Cornhusker from Nebraska. Older sister of Tatum Edwards, the relief pitcher for the Bandits. Let's see if Mello decides to go right at her. Good job there by Edwards to get the runner over to third base now with 2 outs. She was really just protecting the plate there, and the ball hit it on the check swing, but she did the job getting the runner over to third.
Great sacrifice ground up by Edwards. That's some good situational softball right there. Now they're going to have their Brandy Malero come up. Last time she played, Mike, she actually hit a home run in the Akron series.
Former Tiger from Auburn is certainly showing a lot of promise from the left-hand side, and the Bandits certainly need some power from there. And they're going to appeal now down, and they do ring her up with Eric Manley for strike 1. Brandy residing in Canyon Country, California. Started all 62 of her games for Auburn in right field her junior year, and she grounds it slowly down to second. Going to be a tough play, but it's made by Taylor Thom on the quick flip over to Caitlin Richardson. But the Bandits are able to break out on top as they pick up 1 run in their bottom half of the first inning of play. They do so on 2 base hits. There were no charge errors and 1 Bandit runner left on base. Our tug of war throughout this particular season is brought to us by Athletico. They have over 330 locations with complimentary screenings, and they're on the web at athletico.com. We will head to the top half of the second inning of play here at the ballpark at Rosemont. It's Chicago 1 and Dallas nothing here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Top half of the second inning here at the ballpark at Rosemont. It's a 1-0 Bandit leader. Our second inning is brought to us in part by the Des Plaines Golf Center and Lake Park Course. Check them out on the Des Plaines Park District website for family outdoor fun. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the charge lineup to face the right-handed slants of Sarah Moulton, Lauren Hager, Nadia Taylor, and Brianna Cherry to face the former Golden Gopher. And so far, Moulton has done a great job tonight, Eric. She is certainly getting ahead of a lot of these charge hitters.
She's throwing strikes. She's right on the money right there. And if she can keep that up tonight, the Bandits should be in good hands.
Open stance for the former Gator from Florida. Grounds it sharply foul past Patton. Struggling a little bit at the plate right now with only 3 hits in her first 22 professional plate appearances. 136 average with an RBI. That Pride Racer game starting to heat up a little bit now. The Racers with a couple runners on. And Andy Williamson, the former Bandit from Chicago, in relief now of Chelsea Thomas for the Pride. Here's the 0-2 pitch now. And a good waist pitch there by Sarah, just off the black. Remember, you can check in with us on streaming at ChicagoBandits.com, and that's certainly what Jerry Berquist has done. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's past Moulton. It's going to be a tough play for Z, and she made it and ding it out of the turf. That time was double deuce. Brittany Cervantes. What a play.
Earlier in warm-up, she made a play similar to that. Warm-ups must have paid off there as she had to lunge to her left and completely switch her momentum and get the out at first base.
Well, that puts a smile ear to ear there on Sarah Moulton, and that right there is certainly a candidate for our Diamond Sports play of the ball game tonight. What a scoop that time as well by Cervantes as both ends of the play result in success. Marielle Holland as well as Jerry checking in with the Berquist family from Section 107 tonight. Welcome to the ballpark. So there you see the numbers on Nadia Taylor. Of course, one of those hits, a big game-winning hit for the Charge to give them a 2-game winning streak coming into the series.
It doesn't have an on button? No, I think so. No, it should be on the... I don't know why the ball has to be...
Z right now playing well back onto the outfield turf. And the 0-2 pitch now to Taylor, grounded sharply down to Zimkowitz. The easy flip, as that was a little bit easier play for Danielle this time around.
Great positioning by Danielle Zimkowitz. She was right in front of the ball and right in front of the plate, just waited patiently for the ball to come to her. There wasn't much speed coming down, and she made a good throw to Brittany Cervantes to register the second out.
So 5 up and 5 down so far for the starter for the Bandits, is now Brianna Cherry will stand in from the right side for the Charge. Action going on in the major leagues tonight. The White Sox continue their series, of course, up at Target Field in Minnesota. The Cubs in action again against the Dodgers. They're going to continue to, it looks like the Racers were able to tie that ball game up against the Pride at 2 apiece. But that ball really dropped down and in that time on Cherry.
At the moment, Sarah Moulton has the drop ball working for her tonight.
So that game now is still in the 4th inning of play with the bases loaded for the Racers. And the red-hot Taylor Schlope is at bat right now for the Akron Racers.
I don't think it's very pleasant to be facing the hot-hitting Taylor Schlope, especially with the sacks full.
Yeah, she comes in to today's action hitting at .378. And the former Bulldog has also done a great job in the home run department. As she leads the league in home runs with 4, just ahead of Brittany Cervantes' 3, along with Megan Wiggins. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the Charge second. Bandits have a 1-0 lead. Grounded foul, sharply past third. If you're just joining us, Brittany Cervantes with an RBI single scoring Emily Allard in the first inning. Tammy Williams thrown out at the plate trying to pick up another run on an overthrow at third base. There you see, get a good look there of Taylor Edwards flashing out the signs to Sarah Moulton. And here's the 1-2 offering now, and just a little bit outside. Nice feature article in the brand new Chicago Bandits game program on the 2 sisters, Taylor and Tatum Edwards, talking about growing up together and dreaming of playing professional ball together and finally having it come true. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and that one is laced past Eric Manley down the third base line and certainly keeps Jennifer McFalls awake there on the third base coaching box.
Both Brianna Cherry and Sarah Moulton certainly are bringing out the boxing gloves in this match.
Really just a little bit ahead of the offerings there of Moulton, who's just trying to change speeds. And we saw that a lot in the warm-up in the bullpen tonight. Another 2-2 pitch, and that one was about a 35-footer. And we'll have our first 3and2sports.com payoff here with 2 outs in the top half of the second. Looking forward to the Bandits second, it'll be Patton, Zimkowitz, and Hernandez to face Morgan Mello. Outfield playing straight away and fairly deep. Here's the payoff. It's laced down to Cervantes on one hop. She gathers herself and takes it unassisted for out number 3. So the Charge failed to get the ball out of the infield here, and they have not been able to get the ball out of the infield in the first 2 innings. No runs, hits, or errors, no Charge runners left on base. We've completed an inning and a half of play. Our second inning continues to be sponsored by Rosemont Health and Fitness. They're a multi-purpose health club near Higgins and Manheim. Check them out on the web at rosemontfitness.com. Subscribe to the Chicago Bandits in YouTube, and you can catch all the NPF action here throughout the 2015 season. We'll head to the bottom half of the second. It's a 1-0 Bandit leader on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back here to the ballpark at Rosemont as we head to the bottom half of the second inning of play. It'll be Amber Patton, Danielle Zimkowitz, and Natalie Hernandez getting the start tonight, a designated player for the Black and Orange. Second inning work here for Morgan Mello. She was touched up for a run in the first. And the first pitch, a nice change of speeds to the red-hot Amber Patton, who's third in the league in hitting now with a .436 average with 5 RBIs. Patton in the series so far is 4 for 6 with 2 runs scored and an RBI double in the game last night, as there you get a good look at the former Blue Demon from DePaul. That ball is laced back to Mello, and that's going to end up being yet another base hit for Amber Patton, as Mello couldn't come up with it at the bottom of the circle.
Is there something Amber Patton can't hit?
She seems to really have the eye right now of getting that ball through the infield, seeing the ball well, mainly going to the left side, but now they're taking that one right up the middle. So Danielle Zimkowitz, part of a great 1-2 punch here in the bottom of the order for the Bandits now, will stand in. And she takes that one outside for ball 1. Z so far in the series is 3 for 5, and that's raised her average now up to 359 with 8 runs batted in. Taylor is creeping in at third base, expecting a bunt, as is Richardson. And here it comes, and it's a dandy. Going to be a tough play, but they do make it on the putout, 3-4, as Richardson throws it over to Taylor Thom. Danielle darn near beat that one out.
Terrific bunt by Danielle Zimkowitz, but give Taylor Thom credit of getting a good hold on the ball and was able to fire it over to first base for the out.
So Z picks up her second consecutive sacrifice bunt in as many nights, and that sets the table now for the former Flame from UIC, Natalie Hernandez. Natalie in limited action this season, only 10 at bats. She's picked up a double on the season. Bandits have out-hit the Charge 3-0 in this one, and the count now evens up at 1 apiece. Mello goes into the rock at the bottom of the circle with the 1-1 offering, and that's fouled away. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody from Kirsten Verdon's hometown in Coast City, Illinois, after the storms rambled through there last night, and had a chance to talk to Kirsten about that, and thank God her family is okay. And no damage to the homes or anything for their family, but certainly there were others that were not as fortunate. Kind of weird, these storms lately, the way they take a selective path of destruction. You have some houses that end up staying intact and other ones that are just totally destroyed. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and we'll go to another 3&2sports.com payoff.
Last night we got pretty lucky with those storms. As soon as the game ended, the rain came down for a little bit, and then all of a sudden stopped. We got like the bare minimum of the storms compared to other places last night.
Patton still at second base, and a good job by Natalie to spoil off that offering. Hernandez burst on the scene as a freshman at UIC, played and started in all 49 games during that opening season in her career in the collegiate level. Here's the payoff now from Mello, and again Natalie hanging tough as she fouls that one off the screen.
Looks like we have ourselves another boxing match in this at-bat, as Natalie Hernandez is doing a great job staying alive against Morgan Mello.
Natalie had a 13-game hitting streak her senior year as well with the Flames. And Natalie really making Morgan Mello work out there on the hill. Mello played her softball at a couple different locations. Out of Indianapolis, played with the Fresno State Bulldogs as well as with the Indiana Hoosiers. And we've got some action in the bullpen as that one is fisted close to us here. And a good grab by the fan over here to our immediate left on a deflection. And they are certainly going to give it over to one of those young girls there in the softball uniforms to our immediate left. And that'll give us a chance to recognize some of the groups out here tonight. The Joliet Express 11U team is out here tonight, as well as the new Lennox Power and the DuPage Pumas joining us out here at the ballpark at Rosemont. So once again, 3 balls, 2 strikes as Natalie Hernandez hanging tough here off the right side. Mellow into the rock. Here's the offering. And it's grounded over to second base. Easy job there for Thom to Richardson. And meanwhile, Patton moves up 60 feet to third base.
Great situational contact by Natalie Hernandez. She had a great at-bat against Morgan Mello, and she was able to move over Amber Patton to third base, now 60 feet away from home.
A.J. Andrews now is going to come to the plate. Yeah, you bring up a good point there, Eric. It's going to go down in the box score as a ground out to second base, but that certainly does not accentuate the terrific at-bat there that Natalie Hernandez had. And that is something that Mike Stewart will certainly mentally note.
Some things the box score doesn't show. That's one of them.
Andrews in a rookie season at .333. And the count evens up now on the miss, on the swing. Andrews with great speed. Former Tiger out of Louisiana State. Playing in left field tonight. She saw action in right in last night's game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Little chop shot over second base. Going to be a tough play. Racing in is Ellie Yamada. And she'll make the grab in shallow right center field for out number 3. So the Bandits do threaten as Amber Patton gets on to lead off the inning and is stranded at third base. The Bandits do pick up no runs in the inning on 1 base hit. Chargers are perfect in the field, and the Bandits now have stranded 2 through the first 2 innings of play. We will head to the top half of the third inning here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Our third inning is brought to us by Oral Healthcare Professionals and Dr. Jackson. Oral Healthcare Professionals, unmatched comprehensive family dentistry in the western suburbs. 1-0, the Bandits over the Charge back after a brief timeout on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Heading now to the top half of the third inning of play in a 1-0 Chicago Bandit leader. Got a couple of birthday girls out there tonight that we want to recognize. Amanda Robluski is celebrating her 16th birthday out here tonight, along with Zoe Meschenberg. So happy birthday to them, and you can pick up your birthday gift packages on the website at ChicagoBandits.com. Your $11 outfield ticket includes a PA announcement for your birthday, along with an autographed birthday card, a birthday gift bag, as well as a cake. As there you get a look at Caitlin Richardson, sporting a fine .321 average in the early part of the season. There's also other a la carte options available as well, including a photo and an audio message on the video board. Also, group sings of happy birthday, as well as an on-field photo with the team after the game, and an in-game visit from a Bandits player. So check it out on the web at ChicagoBandits.com, or you can call our office at 877-722-6348 to book your birthday celebration with the Bandits today. After Richardson, it'll be Mikey Kenny getting her first at-bat of the series, and then Kazuki Watanabe. And there's a little floater, and that's going to be trouble as it lands right inside the line for a base hit. Williams will get it in quickly to Zimkowitz, so that will spoil the perfect game so far for Sarah Moulton tonight.
Mickey Kenny got a little half swing on that one and got it over the head of Tammy Williams, but a great recovery by Tammy Williams to keep Kenny from going over to second base. So now the tying run is on first base.
So Mikey Kenny now will stand in for the charge. Rookie out of Knob Noster, Missouri. And she tries to get the runner over on the play, but the bunt goes foul for strike one. Shadows starting to come about halfway over the outfield, and that's exactly where Emily Allard is situated in center field, playing very shallow there. As there you see Mikey with a home run, and that home run resulting in her only RBI of the season. She lays down a beauty. Patton's going to have to be quick, and she gets it over to Z. So that will be a sacrifice, and the putout will go 5-4. And the Charge right now playing some small ball, trying to get back into this one and pick up their first run of the series.
Terrific sacrifice by Mikey Kenny as she was able to lay it down and get Richardson over to second base, but also a great play by the vacuum cleaner, Amber Patton, to get it over to first base, because that could have been trouble if Kenny had reached first base.
Still 2-2 in that game between the USSSA Pride and the Akron Racers, and the Racer half of the fifth now. And the ball game now is in the hands of Rogers for the Pride. The Racers started off with Allison Owens. She got knocked out, and Lisa Norris came in relief as that ball is tapped down on the plate of Patton. She holds the runner at second. The throw is wild, though, and moving into third base on the play on the error on Patton will be Caitlin Richardson, so a rare miscue that time by number 12.
Tough luck for Amber Patton. She had way too much power on that throw and threw it over the head of Brittany Cervantes, almost right into the dugout of the Chicago Bandits.
So a rare miscue that time by Amber, as this one kind of sailed on her. Good job of getting the ball in play, but the ball sailed to the right of Cervantes towards the home plate side, and a good job by Double Deuce there to get on that ball to keep Richardson at third base. So back to the top of the order now for the Charge with Renata Davis. Tying run is 60 feet away for the blue and green.
What Sarah Moulton needs to do here is really bear down, keep throwing strikes, and also possibly to set up the double play.
That one there really dropped down and in on the leading hitter for the Charge in this series. Yeah, Lisa Norris now in her fourth inning of work in that game in relief is again a good job of getting it down in on the hands of the former Wolfpack slugger, Renata Davis. The Pride knocked out Allison Owen in that game after only 2 innings. And Lisa Norris coming in now to try to save the day for the Racers out of the bullpen. So no balls, 2 strikes. Moulton with a good job again, just trying to keep that ball in on Davis, not allowing her to extend those arms. We talked about the numbers that she put up in college. They were unbelievable. Had some terrific power numbers. Second team All-ACC selection her junior year. Broke the school's all-time career home run record, hitting her 50th against number 7 Georgia in the regional. So let's see if Moulton decides to nibble again on the outside. She does. Good job of trying to frame that one by Taylor Edwards. Keep in mind you can reach out to us at streaming at ChicagoBandits.com. Check in on YouTube as well and subscribe. We've got all kinds of folks checking in with us. We want to recognize them as we go along in the broadcast. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Folks calling for some more cowbells out here tonight. We'll be hearing those coming up in the bottom half of the third. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch by Moulton, and again fouled down the line. Our good friend Tim Patton checking in with us on streaming at ChicagoBandits.com. Him and Donna checking in from Forsyth, Illinois. And they say, go Bandits. And Tim and Donna certainly have to be very proud of their daughter, the way she has come on fire here in the first part of this season. Our good friend Jim Wasson also checking in as well. Him and Dale Leslie, a couple of our staunch watchers. And a swing and a miss, but Edwards cannot hold on to the foul tip. So we'll do it again with a 2-2 count. Yamada over there at Watanabe over at first, and Richardson at third with the tying run for the Charge. I think right now Taylor Edwards just making sure that they don't back down, as there you see that drop ball by Moulton. Ball really going down and actually being fouled right into herself by Davis, and Marty Abrazian may be catching a piece of that bat as well on the backswing. 1-3-1 for the Bandits, 0-1-0 for the Charge. Bandits broke out on top in their half of the first on an Emily Allard infield base hit on the first pitch of the game. She advanced to second on a hit by pitch of Tammy Williams, and then Brittany Cervantes drove her home with a base hit to left. And they wanted that one that time, but no dice. And we'll have another 3&2sports.com payoff.
In this series, the umpires haven't been really lenient with the corners.
They've been calling it pretty straight up. You just want consistency. Miguel Aguilar checking in on YouTube tonight. Here's the payoff, and Renata way out in front of that one.
Renata Davis is doing a great job at making Sarah Moulton work in the circle.
Scout night out here tonight, all kinds of groups in attendance, including Triple Crown Explosion 14U Ball Club. Team from my neck of the woods that I work in quite a bit, the Crown Point Bulldogs out of Northwest Indiana and the Hub City joining us tonight, along with the Downers Grove Rebels. 3 balls, 2 strikes, only 1 out here. Runners on the corners, and the pitch barely outside, and that will load them up with Charge.
This is the opportunities that Jennifer McFalls is looking for. She's looking for her team to really get going here and get runs in. This is where the Charge have struggled in the series. I think this is also their first time they've had the bases loaded, Mike.
Stay with us in the 5th inning of play. We will have the in-dugout interview, as there you see that pitch just barely outside. So they're loaded now for Ellie Yamada. So a lot of trouble here now for Sarah Moulton and the Chicago Bandits. There's activity right now with Tatum Edwards in the pen for the Bandits. Yamada is 0 for 1 so far with a soft line out to Tammy Williams. Big part of the ball game right now. First pitch to Yamada, just a little bit outside for ball 1.
Ari Yamada is just as dangerous as an RBI contributor. She knows how to drive the ball and is able to bring in runs. She's not really a power hitter, but she knows how to send it to opposite field.
Patton hugging the line right even with the bag at third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Grounded on the play down to Cervantes. She'll get the force at home, and that will be it. Z was covering over at first base for a potential double play, but the ball wasn't hit hard enough to get the twin killing, but that's a big out now for Sarah Moulton.
Great choice by Brittany Cervantes. Instead of getting the easy out at first base, she's able to fire it home and still keep the Bandits' lead intact.
So they force Richardson. The force goes 3-2. Meanwhile, Watanabe now will move up to third, Davis to second, and Yamada takes over at first. So Taylor Thom, who's one of the 2 strikeout victims that Moulton had back in the first now, will stand in. So not out of the woods yet. A very dangerous hitter in Thom, has shown some power with a couple dingers this season. Cervantes creeps in from first base, and that breaking pitch stays inside. And the count evens up. Outfield playing medium depth, Eric.
This is where Sarah Moulton needs to really bear down. This is where the Bandits need her most. She needs to trust her defense. She also needs to pitch to contact.
1-1 count to number 11. T-squared in there on the right side, and that one dropped right off the end of the table. And now the former Golden Gopher is one strike away from getting out of a big mess here in the Charge third.
Jennifer McFalls wants her team to come through with opportunities like these. She's been pretty frustrated during this series as the Charge haven't been able to do that either against Monica Abbott nor Kirsten Burden. Here's
the 1-2 pitch to the former Longhorn, just a little bit low. And now we have Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the Charge third. Charge trying to break a 2-game losing streak, and the Bandits trying to extend a 3-game positive roll. Bags are full of Charge. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a swing and a miss by Taylor Thom. And what a terrific pitching performance by Sarah Moulton as she gets out of a huge jam unscathed. No runs in the inning for the Charge. They pick up 1 base hit. There was 1 banded error that turned out to be harmless, and 3 big runners left on base for the green and blue. We'll head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning of play. Our 3rd inning is also brought to us by Kings Lanes, located right across the street at beautiful MB Financial Park in Rosemont. The Chicago Bandits holding on to a 1-0 lead as we enter the bottom of the 3rd, and some cowbells in the background on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back here to the ballpark at Rosemont. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning of play. The Chicago Bandits will have the top of the order up with Emily Allard, Tammy Williams, and Brittany Cervantes to face the left-handed slants of the former Bulldog and Hoosier, Morgan Mello. Allard got an infield single to start off the ballgame, so that .347 average continues to climb. Open stance from the left-hand side. She's been first pitch hitting in this series, and she does so again, but M squared picks it up and almost took a little bit too much time to get it over to Caitlin Richardson for out number 1.
Great play by Morgan Mello. She got in front of the play. She just needs to whip it over there a little bit quicker because Emily Allard can really sneak around you and blow right past you, kind of like the Roadrunner.
She gets down the line in a hurry, that's for sure. So Tammy Williams has not had an official at bat tonight. She got hit by a pitch back in the 1st and eventually was thrown out at home on a nice play by Renata Davis for the Charge. Ball slap foul over the Charge bullpen for strike 1. With Sarah Moulton pitching tonight, you can also check out the Sarah Moulton 9-game ticket voucher package, which includes a meet and greet, plus a picture with the Bandits pitcher, Sarah Moulton. There's 9 vouchers in the package, which you can use for lower club, lower box, upper club, or upper box seats. For more information, to order a Sarah Moulton ticket voucher package, contact our good friend Johnny Soul at 877-722-6348, or you can email Johnny at jsole, S-O-L-E, at ChicagoBandits.com. 2 balls and a strike here to the second hitter of the inning, and Tammy Williams, the former Wildcat from Northwestern. That one's slap foul by Caitlin Richardson right on the line at first base, just inside the bag. And Nadia Taylor even with the third base bag at the hot corner.
in the offseason, Mike, she was elected into the Northwestern Sports Hall of Fame. Her numbers speak for herself.
Great honor for her, and certainly deservingly so when you take a look at the numbers and the career.
She's the recruiting steal of the century, because her numbers definitely speak to that. Not many people went after her. She was actually going to junior college, Butler, but Northwestern picked her up at a showcase.
So we'll have a 3-2 sports payoff pitch, and they get the punch out on the inside corner, and T-Wool knew it. So Morgan Mello is able to pick up her first strikeout of the evening, and it's looking.
Terrific strikeout by Morgan Mello. She was able to get it to the corner. Tammy Williams knew it was a strike, and now she's back to the bench.
Fifth strikeout of the campaign there for Morgan Mello. And quickly 2 outs here for the Bandits, and that will bring up the owner of the only RBI here of the evening, Brittany Cervantes.
Cervantes has been hitting the ball particularly hard during the series.
Slightly open stance from the right-hand side. Mello in the past has given the Bandits hitters a lot of problems with that motion from the left-hand side. She's got good movement on the ball. She'll go either down and away or down and in to the right-handed hitters depending on the arm motion. That ball comes right off the top of the screen, and now she's ahead of Cervantes, a ball and 2 strikes. After the game tonight, the Bandits will get a well-deserved rest on Wednesday before heading out east to Akron, Ohio to Firestone Stadium for a 3-game set with the Akron Racers, who right now are doing battle with the USSSA Pride in a 2-2 tie. Ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs, grounded back past Mello into center field for the 4th Bandit safety of the evening, and Cervantes now perfect here this evening, and now 4 hits in the last 2 ball games.
Terrific hit by Brittany Cervantes. She didn't even try and do too much with it. She found an opening up the middle and slapped it right into center field for a single.
Cervantes now 4 for 8 in the series with a couple of runs scored and an RBI in that solo home run. So Tatum Edwards now, the former Cornhusker, will stand in. She had kind of a check swing ground ball out to Caitlin Richardson back in the first. Mello gets her sign from Watanabe. A little bit high on that pitch for ball 1.
Kazuki Watanabe and Monica Abbott have been teammates in Toyota, at Team Toyota in Japan for the past 2 years.
Yeah, Kazuki was Monica's designated catcher during the season last year, as they were able to get on the same page for a terrific season. And Monica, as well as the rest of the staff, we talked to them about the adjustment of really a totally new catching staff with Kristen Butler and Jenna Grimm also deciding to go into the coaching ranks. Little fister off of Mello's glove. It's going to be a tough play, and they do not get Edwards. Good effort there by Nadia Taylor. And now we'll see if they decide to call that a base hit. That ball, yes, they will. That ball had all kinds of English on it as it headed out to M squared.
Well, the Bandits are definitely hitting the ball tonight. Not only are they hitting it out into the outfield and getting infield hits, they're also using people to get on base.
So now it's the former Tiger, Brandy Malero, that'll come to the plate. With this lefty-left-handed matchup here, she grounded out to Pham her first trip to the plate.
The Bandits are doing a great job tonight, hitting with 2 outs and getting runners in scoring position to give opportunities to add to the 1-0 lead tonight, Mike.
The thing is right now is you want to be able to pick up a big 2-out RBI opportunity here from the former Tiger slugger.
If Malero can just reach base, that will also bring up the hot-hitting Amber Patton.
Mello really popping the glove right now, but now she's falling behind 3-0 to Malero, and we'll see if they let the rookie turn her loose here with a 3-0 count. And they do, and she swings and misses at that one. That was a good pitch there by Mello, coming in at 3-0.
It was a great change of speeds there. Brandy Malero off balance.
Malero took advantage of her at bat, and now she's going to go ahead and get a base on ball. So the bags are going to be full of Bandits here with 2 outs. So both Mello along with Sarah Moulton playing with fire here with a lot of base runners this 3rd inning tonight.
Well, instead of going back to the dugout, they now have to face the hot-hitting Amber Patton, who last time up had a single.
Amber Patton coming in, tied for 2nd in the league in hits with 17. And I think Kelly Crutchman had a couple tonight for the Pride. We're keeping an eye on that ball game over at Firestone Stadium. It's still a 2-2 tie in that one, as that game continues to move along. And actually the Racers have taken a 3-2 lead in that ball game, as Taylor Schlope comes up with an RBI base hit. She's now 2 for 3 tonight. She is on fire. So Lisa Norris will try to nail it down in the 7th, and the Racers are not done yet in the 6th. Nice pitch on a 2-0 count there by Morgan Mello.
Amber Patton's father, Tim, actually switched her around from right-handed to left-handed. Naturally, Amber Patton's a right-hander when she bats lefty, because supposedly gives it a tough trouble for the pitcher.
Mello's able to get that in, so now we got Deuces Wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here to number 12. Danielle Simkowitz on deck for the Bandits, and the bags are full of black and orange. Runners get their momentum to the next base. Here's the 2-2 pitch, grounded down to Richardson on 1 hop, and she is able to put it away for out number 3. So a terrific job by both starters here in their half of the 3rd inning, as both teams load the bases with less than 2 out, and they're not able to fulfill their promise in the inning. So for the Bandits, they're held off the score sheet on 2 base hits. There were no charge errors, and the Bandits now have stranded 5 through 3 innings of play. We'll head to the top half of the 4th inning of play. Eric Katz will be with you on the play-by-play. Our 4th inning brought to you in part by Global Security Group, home of today's worldwide security service and also investigation screening. They have answers for you as well as peace of mind at Global Security Group. It's a 1-0 Bandit leader as we head to the top half of the 4th on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
Welcome back to the ballpark in Rosemont. 1-0 in favor of the Chicago Bandits. And coming to bat now for the Dallas Charge is Lauren Hager. Sarah Moulton got into some trouble last inning, but managed to pitch out of it with no runs. Here's the pitch from Moulton. There's a strike. 0-1 now to the Player of the Year out of the University of Florida. Moulton looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball. Tammy Williams throws it over to Cervantes for the first out of the inning.
Boy, for you young softball players, that was just perfect positioning there by T. Wool. She backed up a little bit to get the second hop on the play, had all of her weight behind the ball as she caught it, and had the momentum heading down to first base to get Hager.
So 1 out, nobody on. This is going to bring up Nadia Taylor, who last time up she grounded out to Danielle Zimkowitz. Moulton looks in. Here's the pitch. That one is just off the plate for ball 1.
The Racers looking to improve to 6-8 on the season and move within 2.5 games of the Pride for second place.
Here's the pitch from Moulton. There's a ball a little bit low, and it's going to be 2-0 now to Nadia Taylor.
So the Bandits potentially going up against the second place team, or close to second place, in a very red-hot Akron Racer team next weekend.
Wasn't that long ago they actually played each other at Firestone. There's a swing and a miss for strike one. Good job of pulling the string on that one by Sarah Moulton.
The Bandit bullpen is now quiet. Sarah does have a complete game to her credit this year.
Here's the pitch from Moulton. There's a foul ball to the left side over the head of Amber Patton. And it's going to be 2-2 now to Nadia Taylor.
Moulton had a complete game against the Pennsylvania Rebellion in the opening series of the season.
What impressed me most about that series is the Bandits got the sweep of the Rebellion without their top two pitchers.
Shows that the depth that they have right now in the staff.
Moulton looks in. Here's the pitch. That one is laced to left field for a single.
Boy, that was a nice job by Taylor. She brought her hands in on the pitch, as Sarah's been able to get a lot of the hitters out with that drop ball in on the wrist, but just a terrific job by Taylor. She brought her hands in and got the barrel of the bat on the ball.
So one out and one on, and this will bring up Brianna Cherry, the former Akron Racer. Last time up, she grounded out to Brittany Cervantes. Here's the pitch from Moulton. There's a hit, and it's going to drop right in front of A.J. Andrews, and another single for the Akron Racers. So back-to-back hits by the Dallas Chargers, excuse me.
So a little bit of a rally going on here for Jennifer McFall's ball club. No quit in these Charge. As Cherry with a nice base hit, and now we'll see if that stirs things in the Bandit bullpen. As Caitlin Richardson now with an RBI opportunity for the blue and green.
Last time Caitlin Richardson was up, she had a single. Here's the pitch from Moulton. There's a strike. 0-1 to Caitlin Richardson.
Richardson now 2 for 3 in the series. She had an infield single in the game last night.
Moulton is back on the slab. Here's the pitch. Just off the plate, and it's going to be even it up now at 1-1.
1 out for the Pride in their half of the 7th inning of play, as Shipman now is pinch hit for Megan Willis. Lisa Norris still on the mound, entering her 5th inning of work for the Racers.
Here's the pitch from Moulton. There's a fly ball. That's going to send Malero back, and she gets the out. They're going to get back over to second base, and that's going to hold the runners.
Boy, good throw there by Brandy. Did everything right there fundamentally. Hit the cutoff person there with Tammy in the infield. And they were able to get that ball into the infield quickly and hold both runners, Taylor and Cherry, respectively, at second and first base now with 2 outs.
So 2 outs now. This is going to bring out Mickey Kenny. Last time up, she had a sacrifice bunt. This is, I believe, her first official at-bat. As Taylor Edwards and Sarah Moulton are talking things over. So 2 runners on and 2 outs. Nadia Taylor over at second base and Brianna Cherry over at first base after they had back-to-back singles. Moulton's back on the circle. She looks, and here's the pitch. There's a strike. 0-1 now to Kenny.
Shipman struck out looking, so the Pride are down to their last bullet here.
Pride are certainly giving presents out to the Akron Racers and Chicago Bandits. Here's the pitch. There's the ball. They're snapped over to the first base, but they're unable to get her.
Boy, if Brittany's able to grab that ball cleanly from Edwards, They have Brianna Cherry picked off for first base.
Give Cervantes credit, though, for preventing the ball from going wild and getting a firm handle on it. 1-1 now to Kenny. Moulton looks in. Here's the pitch. That one is outside, and it's going to be 2-1 now.
Mikey Kenny, former Texas Tech Red Raider. Slightly open stance off the right-hand side.
Moulton looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2, so 2-2 now. Moulton's one strike away from once again avoiding danger.
And Michelle Gascoigne starting to get loose in the pen. We talked about that being a definite possibility in this one, and Sarah Moulton just holding on right now with Deuces Wild.
I talked to Aaron Moore before the game. He said that Michelle Gascoigne will probably see action tonight. That one's fouled back.
Well, we don't want to jinx it, but certainly there have not been many series that the Bandits would have had 3 complete games thrown by their starters. But that certainly is a possibility right now tonight.
Well, their pitching has been stellar this series. Moulton looks in. Here's the pitch. There's the strike 3. They get Kenny looking, and that's going to retire the side. So the Charge get 2 runners on base, but can't do anything with it. We head now to the bottom of the 4th inning, where it's still 1-0 in favor of the Chicago Bandits. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
The New Lennox.
Welcome back to the Dallas Charge and Chicago Bandits game. 1-0 in favor of the Chicago Bandits. And coming to bat now for the Bandits is number 7, Danielle Zimkowitz, who this will be her first official at-bat. She had a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd inning.
So that is a final now. The Akron Racers improved to 6-8 on the season with a 3-2 victory over the USSSA Pride, and now fall to 6-4 on the campaign.
Here's the pitch from Mello. Just a little bit high, and it's going to bring it to 1-0 now on Danielle Zimkowitz. Infield drawn in. There's a strike. 1-1 now to Zimkowitz. Here's the pitch from Mello. That one is fouled. Went right off the leg of Zimkowitz, and it's going to be 1-2. The Akron Racers beat the USSSA Pride tonight. That improved the Racers' record 6-8, while the Pride are 6-4 now. 1-2 on Danielle Zimkowitz. That's fouled, again right off the leg of Danielle Zimkowitz, and it's still going to be 1-2. Mike, what's impressed me tonight is the Bandits have been able to get really good at-bats off of Morgan Mello tonight.
They have. They've extended things. They've gotten her deep into the count, but to also give credit to the former Bulldog and Hoosier. She's hung in there tough.
That one is just outside, and it's going to be 2-2 now on Zimkowitz. As it turns out, Mike, Danielle Zimkowitz and Brittany Cervantes have known each other for over 11 years, both coming from California. 2-2 now to Zimkowitz. That one is hit, but the second baseman gets the out.
Nice play by Taylor Thom there, keeping her glove down. That ball kind of skidded out to her. And had the easy toss there over to Richardson for out number 1.
Here's Natalie Hernandez. Last time she had an impressive at-bat against Morgan Mello, but eventually grounded out to Taylor Thom.
Michelle Gascoigne continuing to get loose in the Bandit bullpen. That one's fisted off the screen. Right in front of the Don Q Rum Runner Lounge. As Don Q with that sponsorship over there down the right field line, available for parties of between 10 and 50 people. Check it out on the website at ChicagoBandits.com along with our party deck.
0-1, nobody on and 1 out for Natalie Hernandez. Bandits lead 1-0. Here's the pitch from Mello. Takes that one outside, 1-1.
2 hits apiece in that game for the Racers, Jill Barrett along with Taylor Schlopey. And they pick up 2 of the 3 RBIs in that ball game.
Here's the pitch from Mello. There's a fly ball, but they're going to wave it around. It's a home run for Natalie Hernandez, her first home run of the season. Again, that ball was hit right out to left field. She just unloaded it, and that ball got out of here as the left fielder, Mickey Kenny, just looked at it. What a comet shot, Mike. That's the second home run in a row for the Bandits.
So Natalie Hernandez is able to give the Bandits an insurance run and a big smile on the face of the former Flame. She brings the hands in. She knew she got all of that one as she rounds the bag at first base and just inside the foul pole there at the 210 mark, and that was a no doubt about her.
What a home run and what an RBI. 2-0 now in favor of the Chicago Bandits. There's the ball outside, and this is A.J. Andrews, who last time up had a little chopper, a fly ball, but Ariamata came sprinting in to make that catch.
So now we've got a couple potential Diamond Sports plays of the game. The other one, of course, being that great defensive play by Danielle Zimkowitz early in the ball game in shallow right center field.
0-1 now to AJ, the rookie out of LSU. Mello looks in. Here's the pitch. Taken upstairs for a ball.
Boy, great job by Lisa Norris coming in on relief in that ball game with Owen and pitching 5 innings of relief with 4 strikeouts, only 1 walk, and no extra base hits given up.
That one's fouled off.
Boy, the Pride held to only 4 hits in that ball game by both Owen and Norris, with Norris pitching a 1-hitter in those 5 innings of relief out of the pen. Nicely done.
2-2 now to A.J. Andrews. Regarding that home run, Mike, that was another one where that one's not coming back. Here's the pitch from Mello. That one is hit. Mello's going to have to get in a hurry, but she's unable to get it over as A.J. Andrews beats it out for an infield hit.
We talked about that speed that she possesses, the former Tiger from LSU, and especially from the left side of that batter's box. Not a lot of time for those infielders to get it out of the glove and get it over to first base. So good speed aboard here for the Bandits.
There's some action going on in the pen over for the Dallas Charge. And here's Emily Allard. She is 1 for 2 tonight. Last time up, she grounded out to Morgan Mello.
And that is Vanessa Stokes, who pitched last night. Warming up a little bit now for the Charge.
2-7-1 for the Bandits, 0-3-0 for the Dallas Charge. Here's the pitch from Mello. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1 as Emily Allard is trying to get down the Bandit chop.
She got a little bit of a kick out of that one there, as you saw that downward swing. She tries to beat that ball into the turf and beat it out.
That one is fouled back as A.J. Andrews got a great jump, but she'll have to go back to first.
Hit and run that time by Stu. trying to make things happen here with 1 out in the 4th. So an RBI base hit off the bat at Brittany Cervantes in the 1st, and now a solo home run with 1 out here in the Bandit 4th for a 2-0 leader.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Mello. There's a swing and a miss, and that's going to get her down on strike. So Allard goes down swinging, and the next up will be Tammy Williams.
M Squared has had some real good motion on that high fastball into the left-handed hitters tonight. Kind of the opposite of what Sarah Moulton has been doing, is her ball has been breaking more down and in to the right-handed hitters.
Mello looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. In her first official at bat, Tammy Williams went down looking from Morgan Mello. She was also hit by pitch. 2-0 in favor of the Chicago Bandits thanks to a Natalie Hernandez bomb this inning. Here's the pitch from Mello. There's a ball high and outside, and it's going to be 1-1.
Mello looking to pick up her 2nd consecutive complete game of the season.
Mello looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball. Beautiful scoop, though, by the first baseman, Caitlin Richardson, who records it for the out. So, the Bandits get another run on the board thanks to a Natalie Hernandez home run. We're heading now to the top of the 5th inning, where it is still 2-0 in favor of the Chicago Bandits. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Ballpark here in Rosemont, and leading off for the Dallas Charge is the catcher, number 25, Kazuki Watanabe, who reached on an error last time she was up on the overthrow by Amber Patton. She advanced to second base but was unable to come home.
Our 5th inning tonight brought to us by American Chartered Bank. Bank where the pros bank at American Chartered Bank.
1-0 now to Kazuki Watanabe, teammate of Monica Abbott's in Japan, her designated catcher back in 2013. Moulton looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a strike, as it appeared Watanabe was trying to bunt.
We're going to send it down to Alec Giannakopoulos. He has got a special guest for us here in the Bandit dugout. Alec?
Thanks, guys. I'm here in the dugout right now with Brenna Moss. Brenna, you had an amazing career in college. For those who don't know or are a little far from Fresno State, can you just describe what it was like playing for the Bulldogs and your years over there?
Yes, it was awesome. You know, there's just such a sense of community and support in that area, and it was amazing to go out on the field and see, you know, our whole community come out and support us, and it was amazing, the coaching staff and the players. You know, we were like a family out there playing, and it was awesome.
So now you made your jump from Fresno to the MPF. Can you just describe the transition period and any difficulties you may have had going from college to the pros?
Yeah, you know, it's always difficult, the transition here, because you're playing against the best, you know, in the nation, and so, like, it's always a little nerve-wracking at first, but, you know, we go out there and we try our best. You know, you're just playing against your fellow athletes, so.
And what has helped you kind of get acclimated to the pro circuit?
You know, I think all of the players here on this team, you know, that you come in and they're just so welcoming and like, hey, like, you're doing this, you're doing that, and they just help you out in any way possible, so.
And not only is there a change in talent, but also environment. Born in California, went to Fresno State. What is the difference in the West Coast to the Midwest and Rosemont?
You know, it's a little hot and humid here. I'm not used to that, but you get acclimated, and you know, it's nice to play in a different scenery. It's cool.
And with your first year, what goals or expectations would you have for your rookie season?
You know, obviously I expect to go out there and just be on top, you know. I mean, I was one of the best in my college career, you know, and I expect to be one of the best here, so just carry that forward.
And you mentioned the environment here in the dugout and with the team. What has helped you, or what is just the plus from the environment in the dugout and kind of off field?
You know, I was talking about like support back home. Like, we get that same support here with like all of our teammates and, you know, this community here, and that's something that's so huge in this community. You know, it really builds up the confidence and the experience of it all.
Okay, well, great work so far. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Guys?
Great job, Alec Giannakopoulos, with the former Bulldog from Fresno State, Brenna Moss, who showed some great promise, you know, in the early part of this season. Eric, with some great speed in left field and doing a terrific job on the left side of the plate as well.
I think the offense that she plays really fits well what the Bandits are trying to do. I think that's also part of why Amber Patton's a little more successful this year.
Yeah, the Bandits have had a history of left-handed hitters doing a great job in left field. Of course, Kimmy Pullman did a great job a couple of years ago, and then they get the speed now with Brenna Moss out there. Emily Allard, who played left field well last season for the Bandits, now moving over to center with the emergence of A.J. Andrews along with Brenna in left field.
Cover a lot of ground out there. They practically cover the whole outfield. Here's a pitch from Moulton. Just off the plate. And that's going to send Renata Davis over to first base for a walk. Second walk of the night given out by Sarah Moulton, and that's going to bring up Ari Yamada, who last time up reached on a fielder's choice when Brittany Cervantes threw the ball home for the out.
So Renata Davis now has reached base 5 times in the series, 3 by base hit, and now a couple walks tonight.
Here's Ari Yamada. 1 out. Renata Davis on first base. 0-3-0 for the Dallas Charge, 2-7-1 for the Bandits. Here's the pitch from Moulton. There's a strike as Ari Yamada is trying to play small ball and get the bunt down. But no dice, 0-1.
Michelle Gascoigne had been loosening up in the bullpen. Both Chicago baseball teams struggling a little bit offensively tonight as the Cubs and the Dodgers are scoreless in the top half of the 5th at Wrigley.
Here's the pitch from Moulton. A little bit outside, and it's going to be 1-1.
Can always reach out to us as well at streaming@chicagobandits.com on the email. Rob Horning checking in as well tonight on YouTube.
Here's the pitch from Moulton. That one is hit but foul over the head of head coach Jennifer McFalls. 1-2 now to Yamada.
Bandits about hit the Charge 7-3. And big insurance run put up on the board last inning on the solo home run by Natalie Hernandez over the left field foul pole just inside in fair territory.
1-2 now to Yamada. 1 out and 1 on. Moulton gets the sign. Here's the pitch. That one's hit off the middle. Throws it over to second base, but they're not going to get the double play. So they get the lead runner out at second base, and this will bring up Taylor Thom, who last time up struck out. She's actually struck out twice tonight.
And the putout will go 1-4. You're seeing right now Tammy Williams and Danielle Zimkowitz in a little bit of a discussion there, and rightfully so. It's one of those situations with that ball right up the middle that you really want to have T. Will getting that ball at second base and getting her momentum towards first base to get the double play. It's a much more difficult play for the second baseman coming to second base on that.
Coach Jennifer McFall has decided to make a substitution. She is bringing in Kaylin Castillo, the catcher, who is also a former Chicago Bandit, who knows Sarah Moulton. Here's the pitch from Moulton. Takes that one upstairs, 1-0, 2 outs, and 1 on. This time, Ari Yamada at first base.
Joylene Fix is also subscribed to us on YouTube tonight. So thanks to Joylene for joining us here for the broadcast.
Kicks a ball low and outside. It's going to be 2-0.
Now Edwards and Moulton want to get on the same page here. Our next home series will be coming up the end of this month as well as the beginning of next. And it should be a dandy. Get your tickets now because they are going to be going fast. As the USSSA Pride, the defending champions in the NPF, will be here beginning with a 4-game set on June the 29th.
2-0 now to Kaylin Castillo, the former Chicago Bandit and designated catcher for Monica Abbott. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled right off of the top, I believe the ankle of Kaylin Castillo, and it's going to bring it to 2-1. A hitter's count now for the former Chicago Bandit.
Kaylin 2 for 6 in the early season here with a double to her credit on the season. Solid receiver behind the plate for the Charge.
Here's the pitch from Moulton. That one is grounded to Amber Patton. Throws it over to Cervantes for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Charge leave a runner on first base and fail to score. We're heading now to the Bandit half of the 5th inning, where it is still 2-0 in favor of the Chicago Bandits. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. All right, welcome back to the ballpark here in Rosemont. Now up for the Chicago Bandits is the first baseman, Brittany Cervantes, who drove in the game's first run on an RBI double. She also has a single tonight and is 2 for 2.
Our 5th inning is brought to you in part by Cole Construction, the best in-class provider of commercial carpentry, drywall, plastering, acoustical ceilings, and much more. Cole Built, quality on time every time at Cole Construction.
There's a strike one off the pitch from Morgan Mello.
The Akron Racers gave Jordan Taylor her first loss of the season, and that's certainly impressive. When you take a look at Jordan Taylor when she came in to tonight's game, she did not have any runs allowed in 6 2/3 innings of work and 12 strikeouts.
1-1 now to Cervantes. Here's the pitch. That one is lifted in the air, and it's going to drop for a hit. Cervantes is going to head over to second base. That's her second double of the evening. Nasty little bloop hit by Cervantes, and that puts the Bandits in with runners in scoring position, and here comes Taylor Edwards.
Boy, Brittany now with 5 hits in the series and 8 at-bats. And that will get that average probably close to the 400 mark. She came in at 385 on the season. And that's going to put her right up amongst the league leaders in that department.
Here's Taylor Edwards. In her only official at-bat, she had a single. Takes the ball outside.
Now let's watch the approach here now of the former Cornhusker. Let's see if she tries to get that ball to the right side and get Cervantes over to third.
Mello looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike one.
Yeah, she was going inside out on that one.
In order to move Cervantes over, the Bandits have to get the ball just far enough because Cervantes isn't known for speed since she's a power hitter. 1-1 now to Edwards. That one's up in the air. Yamada's going to have to come in on it, and she makes a fantastic catch. Second time tonight that Ari Yamada's had to turn on the wheels. So Cervantes is going to stay over at second base, and here comes Brandy Malero.
The wind kind of swirling around in center field there, playing some tricks with Yamada. Still blowing in just over the scoreboard in right center field, and that kind of got caught up in the jet stream and brought the ball back towards the infield.
Here's Brandy Malero. Takes that one for a strike, 0-1. Tonight, she has grounded out in her only official at-bat. She also walked.
Vanessa Stokes continues to loosen up in the Dallas Charge bullpen.
0-1 now to Brandy Malero, the former Auburn Tiger. Here's the pitch. Takes that one just low for a ball, 1-1. Cervantes over at second base and 1 out. Morgan Mello looks in. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 now on Malero. For those just tuning in, the Bandits got their runs on an RBI double by Brittany Cervantes, who's currently over at second base, and also a home run by Natalie Hernandez. There's a fly ball. Ari Yamada's going to have to get back on it, as Brittany Cervantes is going to try and tag, but she decides otherwise to go back to second base on a beautiful throw by Ari Yamada.
Wise decision by Double Deuce there, and boy, what a nice throw there by Ellie Yamada. Textbook job in the outfield, got around the softball and was able to get her momentum heading towards third base, and she threw a laser beam one-hop strike to Nadia Taylor.
Here's Amber Patton. She's 1 for 2 tonight. Here's the pitch from Mello. Takes that one just outside for a ball, 1-0. Tonight, Amber Patton has a single where she advances as far as third base, and she's also grounded out to first base. Here's the pitch from Mello. Tries to square around, but brings it back, and it's going to be 2-0 now on Amber Patton.
That 4-game series against the Pride on the 29th of June through the 2nd of July opens a 7-game homestand for the Bandits, which will conclude on July the 7th against the Rebellion.
Takes that one outside, and it's 3-0 now on Amber Patton. Mello looks in. Here's the 3-0 offering. And they walk Patton on 4 pitches, and that will bring up Danielle Zimkowitz.
Yeah, I think they pitched around Amber there, and now Mike Stewart is going to come in here for a switch. See if they're going to pinch run here for Cervantes. And they are going to. And that might be, is that Brenna? No, that is the speedy former Leatherneck from Western Illinois.
Yep, Sammy Marshall. Here's Danielle Zimkowitz. In her only official at bat, she's grounded out. She also has had a sacrifice bunt. 2 runners on and 2 outs. Mello looks in. Here's the pitch. Takes that one for a strike. 0-1.
Z 0 for 1 tonight, now 3 for 6 in the series.
0-1 on Zimkowitz. Mello looks in. Here's the pitch. Takes that one just outside for a ball. 1-1. 8 RBI this season for Danielle Zimkowitz as she's approaching her career mark, which she set last year with 15. Mello looks in. Here's the pitch. Takes that one for a strike. Danielle Zimkowitz kind of froze up on that pitch, Mike.
Great job by Mello changing speeds, pulling the string, and also good movement on that ball to the left-handed hitters.
1-2 now on Zimkowitz with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled off. Great job by Zimkowitz to stay alive.
Natalie Hernandez, who had the home run the last time up, on deck for Chicago.
Oh, 3-0 for the Dallas Charge. 2-8-1 for the Chicago Bandits. Here's the 1-2 offering from Mello. Just outside again, and it's going to be 2-2 now on Danielle Zimkowitz.
There you get a good look at the former Fighting Illini. Had a chance to visit with her quite a bit last season over at the remote that we did out at Illinois Benedictine.
2-2 now on Zimkowitz. That one is chopped up the middle. And a beautiful play by the second baseman, Taylor Thom, to get the out. She had to run over there and grab that chopper by Danielle Zimkowitz.
Yeah, Mike Stewart now I think is going to check with the umpire out there, John Cambridge, to make sure that she did not get off the bag before catching the ball.
Here's the replay right here as Danielle Zimkowitz appeared to have the ball placed up the middle with the bandit chop.
Yeah, great job by her crew there. It looks like she had possession of the ball when she touched the bag, Eric.
Yes, she did. Beautiful play by Taylor Thomas. That was a tough hopper. So, the Bandits strand 2 runners on base as we head now to the top of the 6th inning. 2-0 in favor of the Chicago Bandits. You're watching Chicago Bandits Softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
Top half of the 6th inning of play, which is brought to us by Deljo Heating and Cooling, striving to make our every service affordable and convenient at Deljo Heating and Cooling. Moving to the top half of the 6th inning of play in a 2-0 Bandit leader. And it will be Hager, Taylor, and Cherry to face the right-handed slants to Sarah Moulton. That ball is bounced right back up the middle past the diving Williams and Zimkowitz into center field, and Hager has her first hit of the series.
Great hit by Lauren Hager. The Dallas Chargers getting runners on base, but now they have to really take advantage here and actually push the runners home. It's one thing to get runners on base, but it's another thing to bring them home, because that is ultimately what the Dallas Chargers need right now.
Jennifer McFalls is going to go out and bring in Kaylee Novak, the former star from Central Florida out of Claremont, Florida, and she will run for Hager. So good speed aboard now for the Charge here, and the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Nadia Taylor. Taylor so far 1 for 2 in the ball game tonight. She grounded out to Zimkowitz in the second and singled with 1 out in the fourth. That was her first hit of the series in the fourth inning. There you get a good look at the former Golden Gopher Sarah Moulton, is now Michelle Gascoigne starting to get loose in the Bandit bullpen. 2-8-1 for the Bandits, 0-4-0 for the Dallas Charge. And that first pitch a little bit down and in for ball 1. Dodgers and the Cubs continue scoreless in the top of the 6th at Wrigley Field. And the White Sox offensive woes continue as they trail Minnesota 2-1 in their half of the 6th at Target Field. Now Cervantes is going to come in and have a word with Sarah. Brianna Cherry on deck is now the Charge, getting to the part of their order that can be very dangerous out here. Moulton has been able to strand 6 runners in the last 3 innings. Tell you what, Eric, she certainly has pitched out of trouble a lot tonight, especially when both pitchers had those bases loaded jams earlier in the game.
She does a good job by putting out the fire.
Bandits have doubled up on the Charge on hits, 8-4, and they lead it 2-0 here in the visitors' half of the 6th. There goes the runner. Throw by Edwards is right there, but a good job of avoiding the tag by Novak, and she picks up the stolen base.
Terrific throw by Taylor Edwards. That was a bang play right there.
Boy, Edwards didn't even get up out of her crouch. She threw that one from a kneeling position, and right there at the right side of the bag, that was, as you mentioned, a bang play there, Eric, and right on the spot to make the call there was Johnny Cambridge. So with that stolen base now, the Charge are 16 out of 21 on the season in that department. So runner in scoring position now for Taylor. She was the hero of the ball game in the home win for the Charge, and they extended their winning streak to 2 before coming here to the Windy City. Slightly open stance from the right-hand side. Here's the payoff, and just a little bit outside. So Moulton pitching very carefully, and now the tying run is at first base for the Charge here with nobody out.
Terrific at bat by Nadia Taylor. She didn't do too much. She made Moulton work, and she worked a full count, and now is over on first base.
So let's see now with the right-handed hitter Cherry up, they're going to go ahead and leave Moulton in there. You've got the left-hander Richardson coming up next. And it looks like Mike Stewart-Wald's not even going to wait and play the percentages. He's going to go ahead and pull Moulton here, who ends up pitching 5 excellent innings of shutout ball. And now will be up to Michelle Gascoigne to try to quell the threat here for the Charge in the 6th.
I like this move by Stewart-Wald. Sarah Moulton's done a pretty good job tonight keeping the Dallas Charge hitters at bay and also away from home plate. Now they're bringing in their probably their second best starter aside from Monica Abbott and Michelle Gascoigne.
So the book is not closed yet on Sarah Moulton, but she did pitch 5 innings of work. She gave up 4 hits. She does have the responsibility of both Novak at second and Taylor at first still to deal with.
I was talking to Bandits general manager Aaron Moore. He said there was a chance that we would see Michelle Gascoigne tonight, and voila, Mike, we get to see the former Oklahoma Sooner.
4 strikeouts in the ball game for Moulton and 2 walks in the contest.
The important thing about that, Mike, is she kept all the Dallas Charge runners away from home plate.
So far, so good for the Bandits, but they certainly are not out of the woods yet. As it will be Brianna Cherry, followed by Kaylin Richardson and Mikey Kenny, now to face Michelle Gascoigne. Michelle comes in with the best ERA on the staff at 1.78, a record of 2-0. She has had 2 complete games of her 3 appearances. In 19 and 2/3 innings, has given up only 13 hits. 5 runs, they've all been earned. Michelle has struck out 18 batters and walked only 7. So the former Sooner from Oklahoma now inherits the 2 runners at first and second with nobody out. Open stance from the right side for Brianna Cherry. And the pitch is right there for strike 1. Brianna so far 1 for 2 in the ball game with a base hit in the 4th. And she grounded out unassisted to Cervantes back in the 2nd. Wide open stance from the right-hand side as Gascoigne gets the sign. And she bunts that one off the screen, and now she's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes.
Great job by Michelle Gascoigne getting away from the bunt as Brianna Cherry pretty much bunted a pop-up back to the screen, and now Brianna Cherry is thinking otherwise. Instead of bunting, she's going to have to swing away here.
Well, Michelle really gets a lot of movement on that ball with that delivery that she has to the bottom of the circle. So let's see if she tries to waste one right now with both Cervantes and Patton hugging the first and third base line respectively, and she ends up wasting it outside. Gascoigne, an all-NPF performer in the 2014 season. Coming in relief here now with a 2-0 lead. Here's the 1-2 offering. And just down a little bit, and now deuces are wild here. Outfield playing straight away, a little bit to pull, but not much. And Old Glory and the state of Illinois flags now hanging almost limp in right center field. Here's the 2-2 pitch from the former Sooner, and a swing and a miss on a high, hard one. And that's a big out there for Michelle Gascoigne.
Great strikeout by Michelle Gascoigne. That will definitely give the infield a little more confidence as they were able to get Brianna Cherry, who has a hit tonight, to go down swinging. And now this could potentially set up a double play either to the left side to Amber Patton or to Danielle Zimkwitz, or even possibly Tammy Williams or Brittany Cervantes here as the infield is drawn in.
Kaylin Richardson now stands in. She pops it towards left center field, and it's going to be a long run, and dropping the ball was Allard. She throws to third, and they're able to get the force. What a great job by Emily Allard to come back off a miscue there. She cut in front of A.J. Andrews and had the ball hit off the heel of the glove, but then had the presence of mind to get the force play, so it's going to go 8-5 on the force.
Great hustle by Emily Allard. She was able to get the ball back in. Even though she dropped it, she still made a something out of nothing by getting the lead runner out.
So Richardson will reach on the fielder's choice. There you see the ball popped up. Allard cutting in front of Andrews, puts the glove up, and it actually just goes off the tip of the glove, but then has the presence of mind to pick it up, and T-Wool doing a good job of communicating, and right there with the call at third base is Eric Manley for the umpire crew. So 2 down now with runners still on first and second for Mikey Kenny. Mikey is 0 for 1. She got caught looking on strikes for one of the 4 strikeouts that Moulton had in the game. And she also has credit for a sacrifice in the third. So still the tying run on first base for the Charge, as that one's fouled right over our head. And the count evens up. And a correction now, that is actually Danielle Henderson coming in as a pinch hitter for Mikey Kenny.
Emily Allard in the outfield, Mike. She makes something out of nothing there.
So my apologies on that, as it's Danielle at the plate. Danielle's 0 for 2 in the series. She struck out in the game last night. Former Cal Berkeley Bear.
Same college as her sister, Jolene.
2-1 count. And now she's fallen behind Danielle, 3-1. Danielle Henderson on the season hitting at 125. She's got 5 hits and 37 at-bats with a couple of doubles. She's in the driver's seat now, had a real good cut at that one. And now we're going to see the old merry-go-round here on a 3-2sports.com full count pitch, as Taylor will be moving from second base and Richardson from first with a 3-2 count and 2 outs.
This is a huge at-bat and a huge pitch for both Michelle Gascoigne and Daniel Henderson.
Michelle gets the sign. Here's the pitch, and the let-up is just down. And again, for the second time tonight, the Dallas Charge have loaded the bases. And it's going to be a pinch hitter coming in now for Watanabe. And it's going to be Nicole Morgan, the former Texas A&M Aggie, coming in now for Jennifer McFalls.
McFalls is using a lot of strategy here by using her bench and using pinch hitters instead of Kazuki Watanabe, who's typically not known for the bat but is great at defense.
So trouble brewing here for the Bandits. They've been dodging bullets all evening long. The Charge, as we mentioned, in this ball game, the last 3 innings have stranded 6 runners. And you certainly can't play with fate all evening long on this talented Charge bunch. So Nicole Morgan checking in at .214 on the season. She's shown some really good power with a couple home runs and 4 runs driven in.
And a pinch hitter at home plate. Number 34, Nicole Morgan.
Gascoigne gets her sign. Here's the pitch. And it's there on the outside corner. She gets ahead of Nicole Morgan. 0 for 2 in the series for Morgan. She didn't play in the game on Sunday and struck out twice last night against Monica Abbott. This pitch is hit right up the elevator shaft. Amber Patton calling in foul territory, and she squeezes it in foul territory for out number 3. So Michelle Gascoigne is able to pitch out of the second bases loaded jam of the evening that was put together by the Dallas Charge, and high fives from the bench for the black and orange. So in the inning for the Charge, no runs on 1 base hit. There were no Bandit errors and 3 runners left on base. As there you see the Blue Demon calling off Taylor Edwards just to the right of the on-deck circle and able to make the grab for out number 3. The Dallas Charge have now stranded 9 through 6 innings of play. We will head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Bandits still holding on to a 2-0 lead here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. As the Chicago Bandits still pitching their 3rd consecutive shutout of the series, leading it by a score of 2-0. We will head to the home half of the 6th with Natalie Hernandez, A.J. Andrews, and then to the top of the order with Emily Allard to face Morgan Mellows, entering her 6th inning of work in the circle.
Well, you have to give credit to the defense, Mike, in getting the Bandits out of trouble there. They were in a lot of hot water with bases loaded.
And right now, really, the huge play in the game in that situation was the heads-up play by Emily Allard. It could have been bases loaded in that situation with only 1 out, but Emily, with the presence of mind to get the force at 3rd and keep the runners on 1st and 2nd. Hernandez 1 for 2 in the game with that solo blast in the 4th. Vanessa Stokes continues to stay loose in the pen for the Charge in case they need her to keep things close. Again, thanks to the camera crew out there tonight. Allison Ward doing a great job down at third. And Ronnie Capuzzo now down over at first base is Caroline Muller along with Bilal Mohammed, and Caroline Muller doing a great job up here in the press box. Sarah Mogatic also in our pregame coverage as well. And a swing and a miss by Natalie for strike 3. So Morgan Mello continuing to compete out there and doing a terrific job from the left-hand side. That picks up her third strikeout tonight.
That's what's impressed me about the Dallas Chargers. I thought they would be a little bit of a pushover. No team's a pushover, but I'm talking in terms of expansion. But they've proven they can compete against the best.
Yeah, coming in, Jennifer McFall, you talked to her, Eric. I talked to her quite a bit too, and she certainly had a lot of confidence as A.J. Andrews now will stand in. She really likes this group. They likes the way that they compete and don't get too high when things are going well and continue to grind on when things are a little bit tough. And they've been tough in this series, but it's not like they haven't had their chances.
Just great pitching and great defense by the Bandits, and also just the Chargers not taking advantage of the opportunities that the Bandits have given them sometimes.
A.J. 1 for 2 in the game with an infield single in the fourth and a fly out to center to Yamada, and she may be doing it again here in right center field as Allie had to kind of stay with that one a little bit, and she puts it away for out number 2.
Great catch by Yamada, and also great pitch by Mello as it was right in on the hands of A.J. Andrews, and Ari Yamada just is blessed with terrific speed and was able to put that one away.
Well, the Bandits have left runners on every inning of this ball game, and they've left a total of 8 tonight, and as we talked about the Charge, they've left 9. So 17 runners have been on the base pass tonight that have not crossed home plate for both ball clubs. Allard so far in the game is 1 for 3. She singled and scored in the first, grounded back to Mello in the third, and then struck out in the fourth. That ball is chopped over the head of Richardson into foul territory.
See Emily Allard trying to use the signature slap hitting, also known as the Bandit chop, as that's been working for her so far this season.
And last season as well for one of the top rookies in the circuit. Open stance from the left-hand side. 1-1 count now to the former Wildcat. And she'll get rung up on that one. Looking ahead to the Charge 7th. It will be back to the top of the order with Renata Davis, Ellie Yamada, and we're thinking Taylor Thom will be reinserted for the third hitter in the 7th for the visitors. Chop by Allard, good play by Thom as she flips it over to Richardson. So 3 up and 3 down for the Bandits here in the 6th, in a terrific pitching performance by Morgan Mello tonight as she scatters 8 hits and only gives up 2 runs in 6 innings of work. So for the Bandits, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on base. It's hold them and go home in the top half of the 7th inning as the Bandits have a 2-0 lead here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Top half of the 7th, Mike Stewart making a couple defensive changes. R.T. Cantillo, the former Rebel from Mississippi, takes over in right for Brandy Malero. And Brenna Moss, who we had on in the dugout interview early in the game, she'll come in to replace A.J. Andrews in left for the home team. So Renata Davis, who's been on base 5 times in this series, including 3 hits and a couple walks, will lead it off here for the blue and green of the Dallas Charge. The 2015 National Pro Fast Pitch Championship Series will be held in Hoover, Alabama on August the 14th through the 18th at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. Get your tickets online at profastpitch.com. Lots of great events and great ticket packages. That's profastpitch.com. There you see the former Wolfpack from North Carolina State. A rare combination of great fielding from the shortstop position as well as power. Open stance from the right-hand side, the outfield playing fairly deep. And that Gascoigne offering stays downstairs as well. No action in the bullpen, so this is the one right now in the hands of the former Sooner.
During the offseason, Michelle Gascoigne is currently a graduate manager over at the University of Oklahoma.
Check swing off the screen, and the count goes to 2-1.
She was also with Shelby Penley and Lauren Chamberlain, who are currently in the USSSA Pride during the College World Series in 2013 when the Sooners went all the way.
Shelby took the collar tonight. She was 0 for 3 in the ball game against Lisa Norris along with Owen. 2-1 pitch stays upstairs. Pride lost that ball game now, have fallen 3.5 games behind the Bandits pending the result of this game right here. So Michelle Gascoigne is now behind Renata Davis 3-1. Bandits have out hit the Charge 8-4. And a good start for the visitors as Renata Davis gets the base on balls. So the dreaded leadoff walk here issued by Michelle Gascoigne. And that will bring up the dangerous Japanese star Ellie Yamada. Yamada has reached base 2 of 3 times tonight on fielder's choices, and she lined out to Williams back in the first. When you're on the road, the main thing you want to do is get that tying run to the plate, and the Charge have done just that.
You have to give credit to the Bandit pitchers tonight in putting out the fire when there have been runners in scoring position.
2 innings, the Charge were able to load the bases, but failed to score. Now a bunt on the plate of Gascoigne. She's going to go to second and was just able to get the sliding Davis. Took a little bit of a chance there on a double pump, but it was a bang-bang play, and it went the Bandits' way.
Michelle Gascoigne kind of hesitated there. She was debating whether to go to second base or first base, but she got the out at second base, as you're going to watch here. Michelle Gascoigne has a nice speed there as Yamada bunted, and it was right at Gascoigne, who hesitated, whipped it over to second base.
That is very close, but T. Wool with a good job kind of playing like a first baseman over there to reach that ball before the right leg of Davis was able to touch the base. Great job by our Beacon Academy crew tonight on the replay.
So that's back-to-back-to-back fielder choices that Yamada's been able to reach base.
So that putout goes 1-6. And now it's going to be the former BYU Cougar, Angie Kiocho, that will come to the plate for the Charge.
See some strategy there that Coach McFalls is really using her bench.
Kiocho, the veteran, with a lot of power from the right-hand side. And a swing and a miss at about a 72-mile-an-hour heater. Kiocho on the season coming in at .286. She's hit 2 home runs and driven in 4. Also scoring 6 runs. Played in left field earlier in the series. Here's the 0-1 offering. So a tough duo coming up here for Gascoigne, facing Kiocho and then the College Player of the Year in Lauren Hager. The 1-1 pitch, and again Gascoigne putting a little bit of extra mustard on that one. And the count goes to 1-2. In that Pride loss, Kelly Kreshman continuing to play well with a run scored and an RBI in that game. 1-2 pitches. Angie's able to stay alive. And Jordan Taylor taking a loss in that one in relief as she gave up the lead run in the Racer 6th. Slightly open stance from the right-hand side for the former Cougar from BYU. 6-year veteran in the NPF, and she swings and misses as Gascoigne able to get her on some high heat.
Big strikeout for Michelle Gascoigne. Now all she needs to do now is get Lauren Hager out, and then the Bandits can go home and we'll have another win streak coming up for them. And this is great going forward when they go on the road on Thursday against the Akron Racers.
So Gascoigne into the stretch. Tying run still at the plate in Lauren Hager. Hager so far tonight is 1 for 3. She picked up a solid single in the 6th after grounding out on a couple infield outs as she continues to try to get her offense going. A little pop fly on the plate of Cervantes, and that'll be a Bandit winner. Brittany Cervantes squeezes the 3rd out of the inning here in the 7th, and Michelle Gascoigne comes in relief and picks up a huge save for the Black and Orange. Got that ball right up on the fist of the former Gator, and Cervantes makes no mistake about it as she squeezes it for out number 3. So the Chicago Bandits pick up 3 consecutive shutouts in this series against the Dallas Charge. They bookend 2-0 shutouts around a 4-0 whitewash in the game last night. They outscore the Charge 8-0 in the series, but it certainly was not a one-sided affair out here this 3-game series, Eric.
Well, tonight it wasn't the cleanest of shutouts, but nevertheless it's a shutout. It's back-to-back-to-back shutouts for the Chicago Bandits, who have just pitched tremendously well. They've been able to get out of trouble. They've put out fires. They've also done enough to make their pitchers feel comfy pitching by scoring runs and getting RBI.
So our Combat postgame report will start. Combat Sports is your advantage, and it's in our DNA. Experience Maxim, a 40% larger heating surface than the closest competitor. We're going to try to name our Boomba player of the game here, Eric, so we can get Alec Giannakopoulos down there. We've got a lot of candidates on both the offensive and defensive side of things for the Chicago Bandits, as Boomba is our sponsor of the player of the ball game. They're the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch Authentic Team uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. What do you think?
I think I'm going to go with Brittany Cervantes. She really set the tone. She got the first RBI of the game, and that was pretty much all the Bandits needed to win.
So Brittany Cervantes, she also was 3 for 3 in the ball game with that RBI. So Brittany Cervantes, double deuce, is our Boomba player of the ball game for the Chicago Bandits. In our play of the ball game, Eric, I'm going to have to go on the defensive end of things to that terrific play made by Daniel Zimkowitz in shallow right field. What do you think?
I'm going to agree with you there. Daniel Zimkowitz had a momentum issue going there, but she was able to reverse it and get the out at first base.
So the terrific play by Danielle Zimkowitz to her right in shallow right field is our Diamond Sports play of the ball game. Diamond Sports is the official softball of the NPF. Progressive design plus advanced technology equals unparalleled performance. So with the win, the Chicago Bandits now pick up their 4th consecutive victory. They improve to 12-2 on the season, and they now move 4 full games, 2 in the loss column, ahead of the 2nd place USSSA Pride. The Dallas Charge will fall to 6-10 on the season, and again another case of Heartbreak Hotel for the visitors.
Indeed, they've had opportunities to drive in runs. They just haven't been able to get the bats going as they're shut out once again. And throughout this whole series, there have been opportunities where, especially tonight, that the Dallas Charge could have brought in runs and could have potentially tied this thing up, but their bats just weren't working. That was something Jennifer McFall said all series long, that is what the Dallas Charge needed to do, and she said the bottom line today was they need to drive in runs, but they failed to do so again. But give credit to the Chicago Bandits pitching and defense for putting out the fire and leaving the scoreboard blank for them.
Let's take a look at the happy totals for the Chicago Bandits. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. The Bandits certainly had their opportunities throughout this ball game as they end up stranding 8 in the contest. The win goes to Sarah Moulton for the Chicago Bandits, and for Sarah now on the season, she has a record of 3-0, and the save goes to Michelle Gascoigne coming out of the pen as Michelle worked 2 innings of scoreless relief, walking 1 and striking out 2, Eric.
That is also the Chicago Bandits' first save of the season.
Meanwhile, the Dallas Charge had no runs on 4 hits with no errors. Morgan Mello, the hard luck loser for the Charge, as she scattered 8 hits and did a great job of pitching out of a bases loaded jam. And with the loss now, Morgan Mello will fall to 0-2 on the season.
It's a tough luck loss. That's the same thing that happened to Jolene Henderson the other day in the first game of the series on Father's Day, when also Kirsten Vernon pitched the perfect Father's Day gift.
Morgan Mello struck out 3 and walked 2 in those 6 innings of work and did a terrific job, as we mentioned, of pitching out of a lot of jams in this particular ball game, and ended up striking out Hernandez in her last inning of work to finish strong in the ball game. So right now the Chicago Bandits going with the post-game photo op here before we're going to bring on Brittany Cervantes, our Boomba player of the game tonight. And this certainly is a huge series win for the Bandits, Eric. They came back from a tough road trip, on the road for quite a while, and back to the friendly confines here at the ballpark at Rosemont, and went up against a valiant and confident Dallas Charge team who came in here at 6-7, and it was not easy with 2-0, 4-0, and 2-0 victories in this 3-game series.
This wasn't an easy sweep. It definitely wasn't an easy series, as the Dallas Charge proved to us and also the Chicago Bandits and potentially the rest of the league that we're in this league too, and we can compete and we can be sneaky. But in this series, the offense just didn't have the firepower against the Bandits.
So moving on now, the Bandits will take tomorrow off, and then they will pack their bags and head towards Firestone Stadium for a big series against the red-hot Akron Racers and Taylor Schlope, who came up with a big win tonight over the USSSA Pride 3-2. So certainly goes from hard to harder now as you head on the road against a red-hot Racer team.
Well, it's still going to be difficult even after, as they're going to face the still equally tough USSSA Pride.
Pride falling to 6-4 with that loss tonight, but make no mistake about it, they're still the queens of the hill, so to speak, that the Bandits are going to be looking to knock off their pedestal as we move towards the NPF Championship Series. But certainly the Dallas Charge, the Pennsylvania Rebellion, and the Akron Racers are going to have a lot to say with what happens with this Coles Cup race as it continues on through the regular season.
At the end of the day right now, Mike, until we get to Hoover, Alabama, the USSSA Pride are still the defending champions. They're also still the defending league champions. And until somebody knocks them off either in the playoffs, they're still the defending champions.
Well, before we get Brittany Cervantes on, let's go ahead and thank our season sponsors of NPF action here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. And our sponsors include Boomba, the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch, authentic team uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. Also, thanks go out to Worth Fast Pitch, the official helmet of the NPF, and they're the presenter of today's starting lineup. We also want to thank DeMarini Sports, makers of the world's finest bats and the proud sponsor of National Pro Fast Pitch. Check them out on Instagram at DeMariniFP. Also, thanks go out to Wilson Sporting Goods. They're the official supplier of bats and gloves for the NPF, and they bring you our defensive alignment throughout the campaign. Also by Combat Sports. Your advantage is in our DNA. Experience Maxim, 40% larger heating surface than the closest competitor. Also by Mikan, we are built to win. Also by Mizuno, never settle is an attitude. Also by Louisville Slugger. We also want to thank Easton, as well as Evo Shield. Also Bonet. Play anywhere, play now, and check out the best portable sports nets and gear in the game at bonetsports.com. Also by Diamond Sports, the official softball of the NPF. Progressive design plus advanced technology equals unparalleled performance. And right now we're going to send it down to Alec Giannakopoulos, and he has our Boomba Player of the Game with Brittany Cervantes. Alec?
Hi guys, here right now with Brittany Cervantes, Boomba Player of the Game. Congratulations, you had a great game today, 3 for 3 and 1 RBI. What was working for you today?
I just try to keep things simple right now. When I move too fast, the ball just goes out of control in my eyes. So I just try to simplify everything, keep it slow, and seem to have worked.
And with that, you have a top average in the MPF. You're at 448 at the end of the day. You seem surprised with hearing that. How did you prepare this season to come in so hot early on?
Just working hard in the off season. We work over at AAA, who is actually one of our sponsors. They get us physically ready, and then just working with one of my coaches, Jeff Tilka, just hitting whenever I got the chance during the season.
And you guys take the sweep. You're in front in the MPF, 3.5 games. How do you like this squad so far in 2015?
They're awesome. They're so much fun to play with. I mean, when our pitchers don't give up a run the whole entire series, that says something. They've worked hard in the off season, and it's just exciting. I'm excited to see what happens. We got Akron coming up. They're on fire right now. We got the Pride coming, so it's going to be a really good time.
Okay, well, congratulations and best luck down the road.
Thank you.
Guys?
Great job, Alec, and Brittany Cervantes, our Boomba Player of the Ball Game. Again, Boomba, the official supplier for National Pro Fast Pitch, authentic team uniforms, training apparel, and replica sportswear. Eric, final thoughts here on the sweep by the Chicago Bandits.
All I got to say is one word to describe this sweep: pitching. Back-to-back-to-back shutouts. It's really hard to get that done, but this pitching rotation's special. It really is special. They've got a very special staff with the young Kirsten Burden, the vet Monica Abbott. Also give credit to Sarah Moulton tonight, and also Michelle Gascoigne, who arguably is the Bandits' second best pitcher.
Yeah, 2 complete games and then a nice effort on a combined shutout tonight for Sarah Moulton along with Michelle Gascoigne. We want to thank the Beacon Academy crew for doing a great job out here tonight. Bilal Mohammed producing along with Ronnie Capruzzo as the director. Caroline Moeller doing a great job on graphics. Also special thanks go out to Sarah Mogatich for helping us out with pregame prep along with Max Arnold up here in the press box, and Allison Ward doing a great job on tonight's third base camera. So for Eric Katz, this is Mike Knezovich and also Alec Giannakopoulos saying so long from the ballpark in Rosemont as the Chicago Bandits come up with a 3-game sweep over the Dallas Charge as they win this final tonight on a combined 4-hit shutout by Michelle Gascoigne along with Sarah Moulton by a score of 2-0. The Bandits now will hit the road, and we'll be back with you coming up with the big series against the red, white, and blue of the USSSA Pride, with the game coming up on June the 29th. God bless America. God bless you all. Have a safe and wonderful evening, everybody. So long from the ballpark at Rosemont.